Confusing words and action. Number 1, learning English through pictures. Here we go. Here are our 21 words, and here's the tenses of words that we'll be doing. Most of them are in the P, Q, R, S, T, and W sets. No X, Y, Z, unfortunately. Here we go. Our first set of words is pass. Passed and passed. Alright, so literally when you pass someone, you're going ahead and you're saying this is the past participle and the past tense version of pass. Whereas past is like sometime before or like towards and beyond something. Michael didn't seem to have a chance as the runners entered the final bend. Then he put on a spurt and passed 3 other runners. Can Michael get past the leader in the final straight? Yes, he passed the finishing line just ahead of his rival. Alright, next up we have these words. We have people, and we have person, and we have, well, apparently persons. Now, persons is, for some reason, very legal, grammatically speaking wise too. In the English language, you technically can use persons, but not lots of people use it because we're taught to use people. And people is nowadays the most accepted version of persons. Like, we have 8 people, we have 8 persons. There's a person among the 8 people that wants to get off this lift. This lift can carry 8 people. The lift steps on the 10th floor, and 1 person gets in. It stops again on the 7th floor, and 4 more people get in. On the 6th floor, 1 person gets out, but 7 people are going to have to wait or use the stairs. Alright, if I did my math right, here we go. So, 1 person comes in, so now it's +1. And then we add 4 more people, and then we subtract 1 person, and it seems we have 3 people here, so let's see if this works out. Boom, boom, 7 people. So technically it is just exactly right. There are 7 people that will be inside the elevator now. Alright, next up, our next word is quite and quiet. Now, these 2 words are quite the thing. We go ahead, and quite means you're like no, like rather or completely. Whereas quiet is like no noise, absolutely. Like please be quiet is an example of using the word quiet, as well as this is quite different, or this is quite an anomaly is an example of quiet. Like here's the comic example. It is quite difficult to be completely quiet, however hard you try. Understood what I meant by that? No? Well, then you will have to reread this book yourself. Next up is raise and rise. Now, when you go ahead and you raise something, that means you're going ahead and you are lifting something higher. Whereas if something has rise, that means you go ahead, you go or move upwards, or something has increased. Like points values have increased, something like that. Have you understood this? No? Unfortunately, you have understood this. Now, George is raising the blind to let in the morning light. The sun has just risen. This is an important day for George. He's going to ask his boss for a raise or rise. He needs the extra money because prices are rising so fast. Alright, next up, we have these words. Rob and steal. Now, here's how it works. Now, when you rob someone, you take money by force. Whereas if you steal something, that means you can technically steal money with force, but usually you steal something by doing it quietly and without notice. That's the best way you can steal something too. It looks like those 2 men are going to rob the bank. If the police come quickly, they will catch them. Luckily, they didn't steal very much money, only a few $100s. Our next set of words is sent and taking. Now, when you send someone something, that means you have something carried towards someone else. Whereas if you take from someone else, you go with someone or something to somewhere else. Like you send it, you take something, that means you have that object with you and you go somewhere else with that object. Whereas if you send something, you just give that object to someone else or some kind of robot, and that person takes it towards the other person. Here's the example that I have created. I sent this to my relatives. I have taken this from the coffee shop. I basically shoplifted. Sarah is writing Christmas cards to friends and relatives. These are to people who live far away. They have to be sent by post. Sarah is taking those cards to the post box now. On the way back, she meets the postman, who is bringing her some cards. Our next stop is this, stationary and a traffic jam. Now, the car has been stationary in a traffic jam for at least 5 minutes. Jean remembers that she needs some paper and a pen. She decides to take a chance. 5 minutes later, Jean has got her stationery, but the car has moved on. Now here's the thing. Stationary with the A means you're staying still. You're staying still in that one spot. You're not moving it much. But if you replace that E with an A, if you replace that A with an E, you would turn it into like writing materials. Stationary as in like scissors, pencils, rulers, those kinds of things. Get it? Highlighters included too. Our next up is high and tall. Now, pretty much both of them mean the same thing, except one of them is talking about where something is, and something is talking about how the height of something. High is like how high the height of something is, but it doesn't have to be that high, like from touching to the ground to that high. But tall is like from touching to the ground to how much to the top there is. You usually use tall when you're talking about height, and you usually use high when you're usually talking about where something is relative to the distance to the ground. Here's the example. The shelf is too high for Peter to reach. Peter may not be very tall, but he is quite clever. Now he's tall enough to reach the shelf, but there's a high risk that his mother won't be pleased. Alright, next up, let's hang in there. We have like 4 more words. There are so many cases and they look the same. There's one of yours. No, that's their case. Our cases haven't come out yet. It would be easier if we could recognize our cases by their color. Let's buy some yellow ones. Brah, or paint yours yellow. That's another option. Right, here we go, though. Now, here our words here are there and theirs. Now, when you use this there with ERE at the end, you are going ahead and you're saying that something exists or happens. You're like saying it's right over this place, which you're pointing towards to there. And then when you use there with EIR, that means you're talking about as a determiner of it's someone else's. It's like it's yours, it's not mine, it's theirs. Alright, our last set of words for today is wear and put on. Now, when you go ahead and you wear something, that means you're like you have clothing on top of you. You have put a piece of clothing onto your body so that it fits you too. And then when you go ahead and you put on, that means you fit something over your body. Pretty much they mean the same thing, except you use them in a different context. He dressed himself, and there are some things he likes wearing more than others. Sometimes he likes to wear them in unusual places. Let's see if he puts that on. He puts it on back to front. He probably thinks I should wear it that way around to look cool. I'm not exactly sure what this is. Is this a bear? I mean, but it's a little too kind, though. It's a little too smart for the bear, and a little too friendly. But pretty much that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And next time we will be using confusing words in action number 2. This is the end of the 6 episodes for number 1. I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, shout out, peace. Bye bye.